welcome to our special show, Living Long and Healthy with COVID Vaccination. This show seeks to address any concerns, any doubts that you may have regarding the COVID vaccination and living in this new normal. Vaccinations, remember, is the only way that you can protect yourself against coronavirus, the only way we're going to end this pandemic. Well, today we have with us experts who will address all these concerns and questions. We're joined by Dr. Naveen Bhamri, Director and HOD, Interventional Cardiology at the Max Super Speciality Hospital in New Delhi, and Dr. Pankaj Aneja, Director, Department of Diabetes and Metabolic Disorders at the Naveda Healthcare Centers in Max Super Speciality Hospital in Delhi. Thank you so much, doctors, for taking time out and joining us on this show to answer all our questions. I'd like to start with you, Dr. Naveen Bhamri. First and foremost, the question that many people have about whether it's mandatory for everyone to take the coronavirus vaccine.
Yeah, good afternoon. Yes, the matter of fact is the vaccination for COVID-19 is totally a voluntary exercise. However, it is advisable to receive the complete schedule of your vaccination to protect oneself against the disease and to prevent the spread of the disease among your colleagues, your family members, your society. So more and more people get vaccinated, we will be in the better position to fight this pandemic.
Dr. Pankaj Aneja, they keep saying that people with diabetes, with comorbidities must get vaccinated. So tell us a bit more about that. Why should people with diabetes get themselves vaccinated?
It is especially important for people with diabetes to receive vaccine for COVID-19 because they are not only at an increased risk for severe illness, but also at an increased risk of mortality from novel coronavirus.
That's right. Dr. Bhamri, we're talking about people with diabetes. What about people with high blood pressure? Why should they take the COVID vaccine?
There are certain risk factors, cardiovascular risk factors, especially the hypertension. If the hypertensive patient somehow get COVID-19 infections, the complication rate is very high. So it is advisable to get vaccinated as early as possible, only after adequate control of blood pressure.
All right, Dr. Aneja, why is it that people who are suffering from diabetes if they do unfortunately contract coronavirus, why do they get a very severe illness? If you could tell us about that.
Probably there are two reasons for this. Number one, the immune system of a diabetic is compromised, and this makes it harder to fight the virus. And this is likely to lead to a longer recovery period. Secondly, the virus may thrive in an environment of elevated blood sugar in an uncontrolled diabetic. Moreover, what we find that a significant number of our diabetic patients, especially type 2, are obese and they have associated heart disease, kidney disease. And this further increases their chances of getting seriously ill from COVID, as having more than one comorbid condition makes it harder for your body to fight the infection.
Dr. Bhamri, if we can come to you now, and is the vaccine safe for people who've had a prior incidence of a stroke?
So this is a very important question because we are facing this question every day. So Stroke Association has received, the different daily many queries from the stroke survivors that they are denying vaccination for us. But the message is very clear. All the major strokes, including the minor strokes like transient ischemic attack and the hemorrhagic stroke, all the people should get vaccine, even if whatever may be the disability. There are certain queries now, or there are certain theories that there is some link between the vaccine and the blood clot formation, but there is no yet conclusive proof that vaccine caused the clots. Even if it is there, the mortality is only 1 in 1 million. So my advice is all the stroke patients must get vaccinated as early as possible, because the complication rate if they get COVID-19 infection is very high in such population of the patient.
All right, Dr. Aneja, is the vaccine safe for patients who are on regular medication for diabetes and hypertension? Must they consult their doctors before going ahead and getting the vaccine?
The vaccines are absolutely safe for diabetic and hypertensive, but it is always better to have a better control of diabetes, better control of blood pressure before you go for vaccination. The vaccine does not have any interaction with any of the anti-hypertensive or oral anti-diabetic agent and even insulin. So every diabetic, every hypertensive, every coronary artery disease patient should go for vaccine without any hesitation.
And Dr. Bhamri, coming back, to heart issues, why do so many people who are suffering from coronavirus pass away due to heart attacks?
Because there are multiple mechanisms involved causing the heart attack. It is not because it is very clear now that the COVID-19 infection is a systemic disease. It not only involves a single system. So heart is a part of your, the main organ of your body. So if it is a milder disease, it just give you a fever and, chills and body ache. But if it is a moderate disease, it involves the lung. But if it is a severe disease, that is systemic inflammatory response. And when any patient gets severe disease, then there is a chances that he may get, the cardiac problems, and the most important is the vasculopathy. You have heard that many patients have blood clot formation inside the arteries and the veins, and this hypercoagulable state is the most common reason to get heart attacks in COVID-19 patients. So there are two theories. One is because of the increased clot formation in their arteries. Secondly, because of the increased supply and demand mismatch. If any patient is having pneumonia because of the COVID-19 infections, so there is decreased oxygen in their blood. And because of the high fever, their pulse rate is very high. So because of the supply and demand mismatch, there is occlusion of the coronary arteries. So these are the two principal main reasons behind the heart attacks in the COVID-19 patient.
All right, Dr. Raneja, if you could just explain, to our viewers, what are some of the common and minor side effects that are being reported by people after they get their vaccination?
When we are talking of COVID vaccination, the minor side effects are the same as we get with any vaccination. The most important being the tenderness, the pain, the redness at the site of the injection, which may last for 24 hours. Another common symptoms which patients do complain after vaccination is at times headache, body ache, mild discomfort, feverish sensation, and all these symptoms disappear within 24 hours. There is hardly anyone who has come to us with any severe anaphylactic reaction or any significant side effect. So a word of caution for only those patients, those who are allergic, those who have got allergic manifestation, they have to be a little bit cautious while taking vaccination. Otherwise, the vaccines are absolutely safe and do not have any significant side effects.
Right, Dr. Bhamri, now the news is all about the variants of coronavirus that are spreading. We saw that in the UK, there's a UK variant that spread, there's a South African one, the South American one, the one from Brazil as well, here in India as well. Cases of these variants have been found. There's a double mutated variant, cases that have been found in Maharashtra now. The question about the vaccine is, do we know yet how effective these vaccines are against these variants?
Because all the vaccines come with the after crossing the various trials, but still, even if you get a flu vaccine, every year the flu variant changes, but still it gives some protection. So I think all the vaccines, whatever available, like Covishield and Covaxin, both vaccines have crossed the efficacy and the safety data after various trials. So I think they are somehow efficacious or good enough for the South African variant or the UK variant, because these give at least 70% of the protection. Even if you get the 70% protection with these vaccines, you will, if somehow you get the COVID-19 infection, it may be a milder form or maximum to the moderate form, but not the severe form. So death rate definitely decrease whatever variant of the COVID-19 infections you will get.
Right, and that is why, Dr. Bhamri, that the doctors insist that you continue observing all the COVID protocols even though you've got the vaccine.
Yes, SMS, SMS is the protocol, social distancing, masking, and, sanitization. You have to follow SMS along with the vaccine.
All right, well, thank you so much for that. With that, time for us to slip into a short break. We're answering all your questions regarding the vaccines, trying to remove any doubts that you have, and encouraging you that if you are eligible to go ahead and get vaccinated. We'll slip into a short break and return.
बहुत टफ है यार, सारे क्वेश्चंस को भी थे पापा। एकदम इजी था मॉम।
एक्सक्यूज मी, कौन सी?
You are all use your voice.
Murder
was planned. Don't cross the Lakshman Rekha.
Why should your party do this? Let's be fair.
Ridiculous! You don't deserve to be in politics. Don't you have any sense of it?
Police execution.
I'm on top of an Arjun Mark 1 Alpha main battle tank. Many of these tanks will be inducted into the Indian Army. This tank is the future of Indian tank warfare. This is Atmanirbhar Bharat at its best.
NDTV wins the trust vote once again.
NDTV 24/7 has been awarded the most trusted news brand of India.
Independent, unbiased journalism of integrity.
Thank you for your endorsement of serious journalism.
Legacy is often seen as a burden of expectations. It comes with its own set of challenges. The challenge to take it forward, challenge to reimagine, challenge to be in the present, and also challenge.
Welcome back to our special show, Living Long and Healthy with COVID Vaccination. We have doctors who are answering all your questions regarding the vaccines and any sort of doubts that you may have. Dr. Pankaj Aneja, the next question for you. Is it safe for patients with gestational diabetes and type 1 diabetics to take the COVID vaccine?
So far, pregnant and lactating females should not be administered a jab, as these two categories of patients have not been a part of the coronavirus clinical trials so far. Now, coming to your question of COVID vaccine being administered to even type 1 diabetic, because we have type 1 diabetic in a younger age group, even less than 18 years, recommendations for giving corona vaccine to type 1 diabetic below the age of 18 is still not there. So anyone above the age of 18 who qualifies for it, like a diabetic, type 1 diabetic, is definitely a candidate for getting this vaccine.
All right. Dr. Bhamri, should one go in for the vaccination if they've had a stent fitted?
Yes, it is safe, and I must say needed for the cardiac patient, because cardiovascular complications in COVID-19 patients may increase the mortality. So even if they are on the blood thinner, they can go for the vaccination. Even after the 7 days after the acute heart attack or the angioplasty was done 7 days back, after 7 days they can go for the vaccination with greater safety profile.
Dr. Aneja, besides the COVID vaccination, is there any recommendation of any other vaccine for diabetic patients?
As per recommendations of American Diabetic Association, American Association of Clinical Endocrinologists, and Indian guidelines by RSSDI, all diabetics need to be vaccinated annually by influenza vaccine. Why I say influenza? Because it's a change of strain which happens every year. So every year there's a different strain, and all diabetics need to take one shot against influenza vaccine every year. Similarly, there are recommendations for all diabetics to take a shot against pneumococcal infection. This shot is given at the time of diagnosis of diabetes, and a booster shot needs to be given once they attain the age of 65 years. So these two vaccines are mandatory for all diabetic population.
All right, Dr. Bhamri, is the vaccination safe for people who've undergone a bypass surgery?
Yes, it is safe, because even for the cardiac stenting and bypass surgery, generally the drugs what you are prescribing for the post angioplasty and cardiac bypass surgery are same. So this COVID-19 vaccination is safe for the post bypass surgery patient as well as post angioplasty patients.
And if we come back to people who are diabetic and on insulin, Dr. Aneja, let's say for people who are on insulin, is there anything that they need to change on the day they go in for their vaccination?
As we discussed earlier, there is no interaction of vaccine with any of the diabetic medication, whether it's an oral anti-diabetic drug or whether it's insulin. So, irrespective of drug being taken by a diabetic, whether oral drug or an insulin, a COVID vaccination shot is mandatory for them.
All right, Dr. Bhamri, now one of the questions that we get a lot is about the vaccines, and people want to know, which vaccine is better. What would you say to them?
This is a very tricky question. Both the vaccines are safe, and I cannot comment on this. Even whatever vaccine is available must go for the vaccination. Either Covishield or Covaxin, both are from the, made in India. So I am proud I am Indian. There are certain, link association with certain vaccines about the blood clot, but there is no yet conclusive proof right today. So I cannot comment which is better, which is not. Efficacy wise, both are good.
All right, Dr. Aneja, now, over the last year when we had the lockdown and the pandemic first spread, a lot of people, we were all in our homes, etc., and a lot of people put off surgeries, especially because of fear of contracting COVID, and elective surgeries, of course, that were not necessary and could be put off. But now we're in the second wave, and, perhaps those surgeries have been put off too long. What would you advise to the people? Should they go ahead and get those operations?
Now we have to change our lifestyle. We are not sure when this COVID is going to disappear. So COVID is going to stay here for long, and we cannot defer the necessary treatment to all our patients. Whether it's a surgery, whether it's a routine diabetic care or a patient of heart disease coming to us. So you have to modify your lifestyle. You cannot defer the treatment. Of course, you have to have a good primary care by neighborhood doctors. I always tell my patient to monitor themselves well, whether it's a control of diabetes by self-monitoring, to control your blood pressure by doing a regular monitoring of blood pressure at home. And there are not many virtual platforms available with the patient where they can share the information with the doctors. For all necessary treatment which require hospitalization, adequate precautions need to be taken care of by the patient in the form of social distancing, less crowding, less number of attendants coming to the hospital, wearing a proper mask which covers your nose as well as your mouth. It is not that the mask is hanging on the chin. So all these precautions, one can definitely go to the hospital and take care of the services being offered by the hospital. And majority of hospitals are definitely taking all the precautions like sanitization and keeping the premises absolutely COVID-free.
All right, Dr. Bhamri, coming back to people who have hypertension or heart disease, once they take the vaccine, is there any special care they need to do, anything they need to watch out for post the vaccine, in regard to their health?
So in cardiac patients, generally most of the cardiac patients or post-angioplasty patients or the post-valvular heart disease patients, they are on the blood thinners like antiplatelet drugs and the anticoagulants. If some patient is on the anticoagulant, like the blood thinners in the form of warfarin, or there are new oral anticoagulant drugs in the form of dabigatran or rivaroxaban, if they are on this drug, they have to monitor that there is some hematoma formation or the clot formation at the site of injection. So they just have to do adequate pressing even after the injection for 10 minutes, or they can skip a single dose of novel oral anticoagulant drugs on the day of vaccine and get their jab done, and they can continue with the regular drugs after the vaccination. But yes, inform your doctor if there is some form of the bleeding from the injection site, which is again a very rare. If they are INR, if they are on the heparin or they are on the warfarin drug, check their INR before vaccination. If it is high, then control the INR and then get your jab done. So, no other precaution.
All right. And Dr. Aneja, another question that we get now is, since so many people have had coronavirus, that if they've had the disease, should they still go ahead and get vaccinated?
Definitely. Even if you get coronavirus disease, it is not that the immunity is going to last for long. The antibodies which have been built up, they will gradually vanish. So they need to have a booster. They need to have something to augment their immune system. Vaccination is a must once they recover from the illness.
All right, and finally, Dr. Bhamri, is it true that we perhaps will have to get the vaccine every year, or is there no clarity right now?
Yes, I think because you know we don't know till how long these antibodies will remain in your body. So this is the time will tell. Even after 1 year, if your antibody level is more than 5 times, then I think no booster dose is required. If it fades down or it goes down, I think yes, booster dose is required for every year because this virus will remain for a long. So it is like a flu virus now. So every year you have to take the flu vaccine like the same way you have to take the COVID-19 booster vaccine every year if your antibodies fade very soon or it goes very fast. So right now it's no clarity, but yes, according to the data, every year you need the booster dose of the COVID-19 vaccine.
All right, so that's something everyone should know. Possibly going to need to take that vaccine every year. So do go ahead and get vaccinated if you're eligible. Thank you so much, Dr. Aneja and Dr. Bhamri, for joining us and answering all the questions. And the message is that do get yourself vaccinated if we're to defeat this pandemic. That's all the time we have. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.